This surah describes a dreadful and frightening event that would occur on the Day of Judgment. The surah starts off with Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زِلْزَالَهَا. When the earth is shaken with a dreadful earthquake. Zalzalah means to shake dreadfully over and over again. Therefore, زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ means that the whole earth will be shaken violently over and over again, and it will be different from any ordinary earthquake. This violent earthquake will definitely occur at the time of the Day of Judgment. The next verse says, وَأَخْرَجَتِ الْأَرْضُ أَثْقَالَهَا. And when the earth throws out its burden. The word أثقال comes from the three root letters Tha, Qaf, and Lam, and it originally means heavy or to have weight. When you carry something heavy, it weighs you down and is considered a burden on your body until you remove it. So the verse is saying that the earth will throw out its burden, which had weighed it down for a long time. It will throw out the dead bodies out of their graves and they will be resurrected. It will also throw out all the spoken words and deeds that were buried in it. Some have said it will throw out its treasures of gold, silver, jewels, and whatever wealth was hidden in the earth. And you will see it and realize how you use these things in the world. How murders were committed, how robberies were committed, how injustices were committed with these treasures, and so on. The next verse says, وَقَالَ الْإِنسَانُ مَا لَهَا. And a human being will say, what is happening with it? Many people will be in such a shock and won't know what is happening around them. They will be so scared, especially those that denied the day of resurrection. They will say in such a fright and confusion, what is happening with it? The next verse says, يَوْمَئِذٍ تُحَدِّثُ أَخْبَارَهَا. On that day, it will report its news. As the earth empties its burdens, it will testify to the deeds committed by everyone, whether good or bad. A person may have forgotten what good or bad it had done, but the earth will say, he or she had done such and such a thing on such and such a day. This is one of the miracles of Allah where the earth and even the particles on the earth will speak. The next verse says, بِأَنَّ رَبَّكَ أَوْحَى لَهَا. Because your nurturer has inspired it to do so. The word awha means a divine inspiration that Allah has given to the earth to speak. The earth had always wanted to speak, to quake, to complain due to the oppression done on it for so long, and now, on this day, it has been given the permission to do so. The next verse says, يَوْمَئِذِ يَصْدُرُ النَّاسُ أَشْتَاتًا لِيُرَوْا أَعْمَالَهُمْ. On that day, people will be brought forward in separated groups to be shown their deeds. The word ashtat means scattered or separated. This could indicate that the people will come forth in different and separated groups. It could be groups of people from different religions, groups with good deeds and bad deeds, groups of different sects. It could be groups of believers and disbelievers. لِيَرَوْا أَعْمَالَهُمْ, shown their deeds, could have a few possibilities. These groups may have their deeds shown to them, i.e., everything they did in this world will be shown to them on record. They could be shown their reward or punishment of their deeds. Or the deeds will become embodied and come to life in a real form, which is known as tajassum al-a'mal, as mentioned in our videos. The next verse says, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ. So whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it. We said earlier in the chapter the word athqal comes from the three root letters Tha, Qaf, and Lam, and it originally means heavy or to have weight. Mithqal also comes from the same root word and means to have weight. Dharra means the smallest imaginable thing. Some have imagined it to be an egg of an ant, or the dust in the air, and some describe it as an atom. So the verse is saying that even the smallest weight of good will be seen on that day. We may think the smaller something is, the lighter it is in weight, and the more worthless it is. But on that day, everything will be shown, whether big or small, and there will be full justice on these matters. The next verse says, وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. And whoever does an atom's weight of evil will see it. And in the same concept as the previous verse, that even the smallest weight of evil will be seen on that day. And we should never think of the evil we do to be small or insignificant, because on that day everything will be shown, and we will be accounted for it. So from the start of the surah, it talks about a time of the Day of Judgment where the earth will have a dreadful earthquake in where no one has ever seen before or felt before. The earth will throw out all those things that weighed it down and burdened it. It will throw out the dead bodies out of their graves and they will be resurrected. It will also throw out all those spoken words and deeds that were buried in it. The earth will speak about the deeds committed by everyone, whether good or bad. People will be divided in separate groups and shown their deeds, whether good or bad, and even if it is as small as an atom. What we can learn from this surah is that we should hold ourselves accountable for all our deeds and to never think of a good or a bad deed to be insignificant and small. On that day, we will wish we did more good deeds, because even the smallest deed was so large and very rewarding in the eyes of Allah. The surah gives us hope and encouragement to carry on doing even small good deeds. Allah is so generous that through His infinite mercy, one good deed will be multiplied much more, even up to 700 times more if Allah wills. By doing continuous good deeds, we should pray to Allah to forgive and erase our evil deeds, and replace them with good deeds so that our accounting may be easier for us on such a day, inshallah.